Hi, everybody. It's our fifth podcast, episode 5, and this is Baylights with Gary and Charles. You know, we have a whole list of topics that we always try to create, and we generally ad-lib. We don't really have a script, so we just say, oh, what should we talk about today? And there's really so much to talk about, strangely enough, and it surprises us. We thought we'd have a really hard time with this in finding subject matter. But today, what I think we want to talk about is a topic that may be interesting to you. So, and we would like to have you let us know. We'll have a little poll at the end of this. And the topic is new meaning for old words and old words for new meanings. So in other words, we want to look at some old words that seem to have new meanings and some new words that have old meanings. And one of the word that I've come across recently is woke or wokeness. And to me, you know, when I said to Charles, gee, I woke up this morning. He said, what? You're woke? And I didn't really understand what he was talking. I said, I woke up. So, apparently this word has a new meaning. And maybe, Charles, could you fill me in? What is I thought it had to do with wakefulness and all this other stuff. And what's the story here?
Well, apparently, woke is an expression that now includes people who aren't aware, in a sense, woke to social injustice. And that actually is a meaning that I kind of like. But some people, perhaps on the right, tend to think of it...
Wait, you mean right and wrong?
On the political right, seem to use it as an epithet.
Wait, but what does that mean? What is epithet?
As kind of a put down.
Oh.
That if somebody is woke, they're overly sensitive, or maybe in some way, overly sensitive or dishonest, and so on, or they're kind of grandstanding. But I think woke is a good term. I think it's very, very, and in a sense, really is kind of, it kind of aligns with the whole concept of being awake. You wake up. You're aware of issues of the day, of social inequalities.
Well, we're all human, aren't we all awake? I see people walking around, they seem awake. To me it's, why have to make it into a negative?
Well, yeah. But, actually that's a very interesting thing, because one of the other things that you and I have spoken about is, well, are people really awake? Are they really woke? Are they really aware of the world around them? Think about all the folks who are on their cell phones and who aren't really paying attention.
You mean like us?
Well, at least we don't walk around on the streets, on the sidewalks, looking at our phones all the time. But at least we try to take in the environment around us.
Well, isn't that our evolution, really? We walk around and we've evolved over 300,000 years to really take in the world. But yeah, I see your point. I see a lot of people walking around like these in beautiful nature, but they have headphones on or earphones and like not noticing anything. And, I think that could be pretty dangerous.
Certainly can be if you're crossing the street. You're not paying attention to the traffic around you, or bicyclists, or what have you. What a waste to be visiting Golden Gate Park and spending most of your time on your phone.
And missing the coyotes.
And missing the coyotes. There are How about walking around with friends, all of them on the phone at the same time, but not speaking with one another?
Yeah,
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good. Thanks for that. There's another. I have so many words here that I need your help on.
Well,
and actually, audience-wise, please help us with this. But another thing that actually I find like a bit irritating is the misuse of the word of organic. Like this is organic. I mean, our universe here on this planet is either organic or inorganic. So everything's either organic or inorganic. I think what they're referring to is the use of pesticides or something like that, or bad actors or stuff. So, but it's really another misuse of an old word.
Yes, I would agree. I think there's also a lot of confusion because you'll see products out there, food products out there that say made with organic ingredients. We don't really know how accurate that is. I think in a way though, the whole idea of organic is kind of neat and revolutionary because we're concerned about things that are over-processed. We want things that are more real. And I think that kind of is what one of the meanings of organic is real, in my view.
Yeah, so why don't
or natural.
Like I know in France, for example, that they're perfect and we're not. People look for where the food is sourced, and I think that, to me, is the best way of determining, whether you want to buy it or not whether it's labeled, because who knows what it means.
Yeah. Gary, actually, while we were talking, another word that has definitely grown to have more than one meaning is the word sick.
Is what?
Is the word sick.
Sick?
S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K? Really?
Yeah. So, I think everybody in our listening audience would say that, generally speaking, when you think the word sick, you mean somebody is not feeling well. Somebody is not feeling well, they got to stay home, the kid can't go to school or whatever because they're just out of sorts, right? Well, I learned over time that now the word sick has morphed somewhat as an expression of kind of like that's cool.
Oh,
or
really?
Yeah. It's sick.
Is this for Gen Zers or millennials or?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. So let's say I'm sick of it, which I say sometimes, pretty often, but it means I'm cool with it.
Kind of. So I was at I was actually at a Safeway some years back, and I guess I was having a conversation with a young man, and I was describing, I was talking about electric bikes or something, and his comment was, yeah, electric bikes are sick. So it wasn't saying that he's sick of electric bikes or electric bikes are terrible, but they're as you said, they're kind of cool. It's really neat. It's kind of interesting.
So I know another word that they use for being cool is dank. Like, hey, that's dank, man.
Yeah.
And it used to be, to us, to other people, it means like it's humid and wet and stuff, but it means cool. So that's...
how did that happen?
I don't know.
How did dank morph from kind of humid and sweaty or whatever to...
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And, another word that I kind of come across is canceled. Like, okay, your subscription has been canceled. Okay. Or, now I hear not only could you cancel subscriptions, but people are canceled. How do you cancel a person? I mean, a person's walking down the street, you're looking at him, right? And, oh, I'm going to cancel that person. What the heck does that mean?
I guess what people are saying with respect to that term is, that's a darn good question because I don't use it.
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
so
talk
you mean
about
you haven't
canceling
canceled
people.
anything?
No.
I know you kids
I've
canceled
canceled
the
subscriptions.
Yeah, but
I don't cancel people.
Okay, so why it seems so sad and negative?
It certainly does.
And then another thing I've come across is that people talk about this magma thing. Magma this, magma that. Why are people so against magma? It's part of the natural process of volcanoes, And everyone's on this case of magma. I'm a magma fan, and I'm gonna
they're all fired up.
I'm gonna storm the Capitol because I believe in magma. Like, am I making a mistake here?
I think so. So in a way, magma might be a good term. Magma, you think of hot rocks, you think of fire and brimstone, don't you? But no, I think you're talking about MAGA. Make America
wait. Do
great
we have
again.
a friend called a family member, MAGA or something?
Better be careful there, Gary.
I know, we'll get in big trouble. Okay. And then, another word that became very popular during this COVID pandemic was, and it's not a new word, but it's so, to me, driving me nuts, okay, is resilient. Like, you're resilient to this, you're resilient to that, you're so resilient, oh, I'm so resilient, I survived COVID, or, you need to be resilient. What do you make of? Why is it so overused?
Actually, Gary, you're going to have to talk about that one because
What?
I don't run into resilience
You've heard,
that much.
Come on, we've heard it during the pandemic so many times. Oh, it's so important to be resilient. And, everybody was suffering. Why, I could see where you want to give people hope, but, let's face the facts.
Though I think resiliency and being resilient is a very, very important concept. The ability to pick yourself up, dust off your pants, and then to carry on. But I like that.
I could see that, but it's also, I think when I hear people say, oh, you should be resilient, it's like people that say to me, and maybe this one you could explain. No worries, Charles. No worries.
Or no problem.
Those
are terrible expressions. Because when someone says to me, no problem, for example, I say, yeah, you're right, it's not a problem. Or, no worries. Yeah. Well, I'm not worried. Yeah. It's such a ridiculous throwaway expression.
I know. And then, I think to be continued, because we're, we don't want to bore everyone with this, but there's so many other words that are so overused, and they're old words like, I have a bespoke house for you, or
signature,
or artisan.
Oh my God.
Like what? So anyway.
And during the real estate boom here, just a few years back, there were a lot of condos that were bespoke or signature, with artisanal furnishings or whatever, and it was so overused, it was meaningless.
Yeah. Oh, and then lastly, I have another one. With so many words we came up with here. And by the way, everyone, we would like your input here. Here's an old word. Okay, I won't mention the company, but real mayonnaise. Okay. So are the others fake mayonnaise?
That is something to think about. I'd love to ponder that question.
Okay, great. All right. Hey, thanks everyone, and thanks Charles for your comments and input and everything. And we want to hear more from you. So thanks, and this puts an end to our podcast number 5, which is new meanings for old words and old words for new meanings. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day, evening, wherever you are.